Okay. Give people a couple seconds to come on. Facebook's going to be building an audience for me, is what they're telling me. Okay, what I'm going to do in this video is just going to do a quick introduction because we're not quite at 12 o'clock, so give a couple people a chance to join. What I'm going to be covering in this video is the ways that I help people to get away from me or my offer as quickly as possible. And I know that probably seems strange, but that's what they're in their mind. They're thinking, how do I not get a presentation? And so if you could do that, if you could show them how to be able to get a lead without that commitment of the presentation, chances are you can convert them into business. And I've kind of become an expert on creating tools to help people get rid of somebody as quickly as possible, like how to get rid of, help them get rid of me as quickly as possible. And how I do that is by giving them exactly what they think is going to be the way to get rid of me as fast as possible. And I'm going to share just one of the tools that I use, and then I'm actually going to lead you into a webinar that I'm going to actually be doing a webinar series on this. So this way you can learn how to do this in your business. And all the tools that I use to do this, either I've made them and they're free, or they're just generally free. So they're available for free use, including the webinar tool that I use is totally free. So this is basically what happens, okay, when you connect with somebody, and kind of the psychology of why, and I posted this earlier, why 99%, I think I said 90% or whatever, but it's about 99% of the people who have told me over the last 30 years that they don't do anything, like they don't sell. They don't join companies. They don't do direct sales. They don't want any, work from home deal. All those, whatever the excuses were, they won't pay money to get into something. So 99% of those people have, after telling me no, or before telling me no, are in another deal, or tried another deal, or joined another deal. So what I really wanted to do is like kind of connect the dots with that, and honestly, it has very, very little to do with you, and probably mostly to do with the way you're being taught to connect people to your deal, which is very antiquated, and it honestly not the way that the people who are showing you how to do it, how they actually do their business. They either already have a list of people that they've connected in and went through that list, and that's how they started their business. So like you rarely hear that, oh, somebody was in 3 other deals and they just joined this, and all the people that they're bringing in right now are from those other deals. They're always going to tell you these are new people, and but very few of them actually are. They're new people, new to your deal. So a lot of these antiquated tools and concepts that they're using, they're not giving you the whole story. So they're building you up to think that it's just very, very easy. This is an easy deal. People are connecting with it automatically, things like that. And unfortunately, most of the time, that's not reality. So you're building based on false concepts. So that's part of it. So a lot of times it really has nothing to do with you. It's the antiquated techniques they're showing you. So I'm going to show you some up-to-date things that you can use because of the new tools, because of mobile and social and all this other stuff. And it doesn't matter what the business is. Okay, I watch Shark Tank. Okay, how many of those deals, they always, obviously deals get funded every night, but, I looked at deals, I thought, wow, that's kind of cool, and they didn't get funded. Okay, so you got these billionaires telling you no. So it doesn't matter what the deal is, it doesn't matter what you're building. It's a matter of how do you connect with people and get your message to them. Now, if you're doing it the old ways, then chances are you're not connecting with anybody. I'm going to tell you, run it right down. Okay, they're teaching you to post things on Facebook, and, and you go down through your Facebook posts, and 99% of the time, the people who are responding and liking and doing the interactions, the hearts, and also and posting, oh, oh yeah, it's wonderful, thank you for sharing. Those are people that are already in your own business, so you can't sell things to, or you're not growing your business at least, if they're people that are in your own business. So if you're not attracting strangers to those posts, then it's a wonderful exercise. You're getting attention, but we don't get, I can't take attention and likes and shares and things to the bank. Okay, so it's all about how do you get them to look at your thing. Okay. The other issue that we run into, obviously, if we're new to a business, okay, or new to something that's kind of out of the normal box for us, then there's always that the fear factor. Okay, I don't want to get rejected. I don't want to have to deal with all the problems, headaches, and hassles of trying to share my business with them. And you're trying to share your business with somebody that's what? They're going like this. They're looking at their phone. They're checking their watch. Okay, so how do you overcome that? Okay, so if you're not an expert, especially somebody that's doing the business, okay, for doing a business for the first time, or even if you're joining a new company and you're not an expert at communicating the message, okay, or you're not really sure about the message that you're sharing, how do you get that? How do you get somebody to take a serious look at that in a quick conversation where they're checking their messages, and they're looking out in the distance, and like they're totally not focused on you. And so some of the concepts that I used were, make an appointment, get them in a space where they're expecting your message. Okay, if we're meeting at two cars, pulled up next to each other, or we're out to breakfast, and somebody, we run into somebody, or we're talking to our server, or whatever it happens to be, the cashier. That person's not in that space to receive your message. Okay, and I don't even want to. As soon as I say to them, "Are you?" All the old catchphrases. Okay, are you open to something new? Are you? Anytime you do the "Are you?" Open to an opportunity? Do you keep your options open? What's the first thing that pops into that person's mind? Oh, this is one of those things. Okay, so if you get caught up in the catchphrases, okay, of the stuff that most commonly gets used, okay, then what's going to happen is you've automatically taken them out of that space. So it doesn't matter how you collect that information. That lead, probably the lead is, unless that person's really hot and you're connecting with tons and tons of people, chances are that person's going to be lost, because you just use the stuff that connects them. You hear the stuff, like most of the things that I teach are not stuff I came up with, like the things that connect them with the pain. Okay, the pain of the presentation, the pain of having to spend money that they weren't prepared to spend, put time into something that they don't think that they can do, all those things. So what I love to do is, number one, come up with tools to bypass all the common things that break the business model. So as soon as you use those catchphrases, okay, I see them posted all the time. What's the 30-second elevator pitch? Those things worked great years and years ago, and they will work if you have somebody that's an expert at delivering them. But 9 out of 10 people I work with that are coming into a home-based business, either have not been in a home-based business or they've never done it successfully. Okay, because what were they taught? The same old, give them the pitch, I've got the super food, extract thing that's got all these clinical things behind it, and like they've heard that how many times, what they have tell me they haven't heard that 90 other times, in the last, 2 months. So instantly they get clicked off, and at the same time, these same people that are telling you no are joining other stuff. Okay, so I mean, just take a think back, especially family and friends. Okay, I've had, as a matter of fact, one of my family members just posted they've been in, this other deal for a year, and they told me for years and years and years that no, I can't sell, no, I would never do one of those, just over and over and over, and then they joined the other deal. Okay, now, did I get upset because they joined the other deal? No, it was because I didn't connect them to that. Actually, that was one of the reasons why I started creating these tools, because I was like, why did they join this deal when they know that I've been building something else? Okay, so what made them go into that deal instead of going to my deal? If you think back, almost everyone, I mean, you get those odd, few people that, like, they were either burnt so bad that they would never do it again. But even those people were probably in something at one point. Okay, but who who those people are. They would never join anything. So that's fine. You just keep moving. But the reality is probably 90% of the people, 95% of the people who've said no to you are going to say yes to somebody within the next year or two. And so what you want to do is that's what I'm going to go into, is like, how do you get them to say yes to you instead of the other person? So what made them say yes to that other person and not say yes to you? Okay, like I've got family members that are in all these other deals, and I've been in in a deal on and off since I was in college. Okay, so like, what made them go to them and not to me? And what it really came down to was the way the person presented the opportunity to them. So like what they saw. Okay, in some instances it's because the other company has a certain product or whatever that they connected with, but in reality it's really they looked at what was going on, and in their mind they said, I could do that. Okay, so really when you make the connection, that first connection is critical. When that person walks away from that first connection, you want them to say in their mind, okay, either right then or at some point in the future, I can do that. Okay, because if they see themselves doing what you're doing, there's all of a sudden there's no money objection, there's no time objection, there's just the fact that that it's some specific type of business. All those objections go away because in their mind they've connected it to, I could do that. Okay, if he could do that, I can do it. And I mean, look at me. If I could do this, anybody could do this stuff. So, and I'm not, it's not being facetious. I'm, kind of, introvert. I'm a tech guy. I sit in front of a computer all day. Oh, sure, I could post on Facebook all day and do all these cute little things like that. But like, how spontaneous is posting on Facebook? I mean, you're taking something and putting satire to something that was posted, could be, 2 years ago. So, the reality is that if people see what you're doing and think, oh, I could do that, they're, very highly likely to join your business. So that's what I really came back to when I said, how come family, there's another whole family curve thing that goes into it, but it's the same thing with your friends. If you're approaching them and they're saying no to you, and then you find out 6 months later, it's never no. It's always like, oh, I can never do one of those things. Oh, those things don't work. You get is that one of those pyramid things? Or it doesn't matter what it is. I've been in, non-network marketing. I've got a non-network marketing thing I'm doing right now. And it's going to be the same. It's the same approach. I just talked to somebody the other day. And he's like, well, I'm not going to sell and I'm not going to do network marketing. They tell you, I can't sell anything. They all tell you that. And it's funny because somebody just told me that. They said, I'm not good at sales. And I don't argue with people. I try not to. I tend to be very upfront, but like I just looked at them because people don't like to be told they're wrong. I just looked at them and I said to myself, you just sold me $20 worth of product and the money went into the cash register at the store. If it wasn't for you, I would have walked out of the store without the product. So, so obviously they did sell something. The only difference was they didn't, they made their whatever, hourly pay, whatever it happens to be, for selling me that product. So they got their hourly pay and that was it. Okay, so they're never going to make any more than whatever that hourly pay is and a modest increase. So what in their mind, they perceive that I'm not selling stuff. Okay, I can't sell. And in my mind, I'm saying, well, you just did sell me something. Okay, it's the same thing. If you were going to a restaurant and the server, what do they say to you? Oh, would you like a drink with that? Can I get you an appetizer? What about a dessert? What's selling? That's upselling, as a matter of fact. It's called upselling. Okay, so it's all the things they're trained to do. And if you approach them the wrong way, what are they going to tell you? Oh, I'm not good at selling. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't approach family and friends. But your friends ever come in here and eat dinner? Of course they do. So it's all perception. And so what I kind of came up with how can I help this person get rid of me as quickly as possible? And the easiest way to do that is let them believe in their mind that they are just blowing you off. At the same time, you are collecting their information. Okay. So what's the most common thing that somebody will say when you start to talk about a business, a product, something where you're trying to create a transaction? What's the first thing they'll say? Oh, do you have information on that? Okay. When somebody asks me do you have information on that? Okay. Then that means they're trying to get rid of me. Okay. If the person's interested, they're going to take, how much time, if they're interested, they're going to say, I've got, a minute, 2 minutes or whatever I got, obviously I wasn't anticipating. Anytime I'm interested, I'm going to say I wasn't anticipating this meeting, I only got a minute or two. Can you, do you have a quick version of this or should we talk about it another time? Like that's how an entrepreneurial person would approach that. But if the person's like in their mind, this is not something I'm interested in, the first thing they're going to say is, do you have information on this? Okay, so that's step one. I don't let them get to that point. Okay, I want to leave that first meeting, okay, with them not knowing anything about like why I'm connecting with them, other than whatever I'm telling them. Okay, so it's always best to leave that first connection on a high note, but at the same time turn that person into a lead. This is some really, like expert stuff that anybody, even an amateur, can do this. Okay, even somebody like me, who has, you don't have to have any skill set at all, okay, to ask somebody if you could stay in contact with them. Now, there's a few ways to stay in contact with them. I had shared on another video, just exchange Facebook, Facebook tags. Hey, my Facebook tag is whatever. So this way it's a benign, a billion people have Facebook. Okay, so that's an easy one. Or the other, a lot of people will try to share, if they're really not interested, they'll try to share email. But I try to guide the conversation. So if you're more comfortable doing Facebook, then, you don't have to share any information with anybody, then you share it with Facebook. What I actually use, and what I give to my connections, my contacts, is my free mobile business card. Okay, so, and of course it's free. Just private message me and I'll give you a link on how to get a free mobile business card. Now, why do I use mobile business card? It's first thing I do is I compliment them, okay, for the connection. Thanks, Mike. I compliment them for the connection, okay, for the reason why I'm connecting them. It's some type of a compliment or a positive message, okay. Nothing about business at all, because they're not in the space, okay. If I give them one of the network marketing or business typical business catchphrases, what I can message them until until the mountains fall, and they're not going to get back to me because they don't know who I am. Okay, so they're instantly going to think I'm trying to sell them something. So that's a total waste of time. You haven't developed any relationship with these people, right? We're in an era now where everything is social, right? So I got all this heavy equipment coming in. I hope they're not doing anything over here. Where everything is social. I mean, I'm on a social network right now. Like, so people don't need to work with strangers. Okay, so you want to create a relationship with them before you ever take the next step with them. And it doesn't take. I'm not talking about being friends with somebody for 6 years. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to develop a relationship. I'm going to cover that in a future webinar, like how to develop relationships with people. So this webinar series I'm putting together is going to be all these little tips and tools, like how to use your mobile business card to do that, how to develop a relationship with somebody, online or through their mobile phone. I don't like to use social. I mean, it's great to do this with social, but when I'm working with somebody one-on-one, I really don't like the social platforms, because everything that I message them is a keyword to the social network to then start advertising my competition to them. Okay, if I take them off, okay, into either a phone call or a text message, whatever you're comfortable with, or do it across multiple, platforms, it's a lot harder for for that to get aggregated into a conversation with, through, where all of a sudden my competition is grabbing my leads. Okay, so so I make that quick connection, okay, with them using, and I'll actually give you the tip on how to do that. And then I bring it back to a developing some type of relationship, okay, which is going to take longer than the 20 minute, 20, 25, 30 minutes I've got here. Okay, then if it looks like this person is somebody who would either be a customer, or again, we're going to lead them down a path. If it looks like they can be a customer, or one of my other businesses where they might actually join me and become a distributor, then you take it down that path as this relationship progresses. All right, what's everybody taught? Jump on them, like they're gonna like as soon as you jump on them, they're gonna throw their credit card at you and give you $1,000 to join your business. And I mean, I don't have to tell anybody how that works today. Just doesn't, it's just not happening. So, I can't help the people who are under the illusion or disillusion that still works. I just, I can't waste a lot of time trying to convince people of what they've seen for years of not working. Okay, so all I can do is I can help the folks that are like, yeah, that's not working for me, show me how to do things that, are going to make it really easy. So again, I want to just basically compliment the person for, or give them a positive message on why they need to stay in contact with me. It doesn't have anything to do with business. I don't even have a relationship with them. Okay, they don't care about my product. They've seen my product 90 times, even though the company tells you that they're this magical super thing that they put into the product is so totally unique that there's only so many ways to create chemicals on the earth, and the person doesn't know anything about it, and they don't care because they haven't tried it yet. So, and I can guarantee you, as soon as they get home, they're going to Google it, and you've lost the sale. So because you don't have a relationship with them. At that point, you're just like Amazon, and where would they rather go? Amazon, where they know they're going to get it in 2 days, or you know what I'm saying. So, don't try to skip steps. And again, the people who want to skip steps, that's fine, but you're in the wrong place here. This is for the people who want something that's going to build their business in a way that makes sense. not the people who want to skip all those steps and think people are just going to throw credit cards at them, because that's what they've been told from stage. And it just doesn't, that's not how you build your business. And it's never worked. And even when it worked a little bit, again, it was based on people's skills, not based on the fact that they had this magical super thing that, that they created. So how I do that is, I use a tool, either Facebook. I want to stay connected with this person. I don't use email because people just don't check emails. Okay, it's just, if they're a stranger, they're not going to open your email. And it's just an awkward way of making a connection with somebody. And what I want to be where their eyes are, and this is where their eyes are. Okay, so again, Facebook or mobile. Okay, so I use my mobile business card. I say, hey, I'd like to stay connected with you. Is it okay if I give you my business card? Now, what's the average person gonna say? Of course. All right. I've never had anybody say no to can I stay in touch with you with a business card? Okay, but my business card is what? My mobile device. Okay, so they say yes. Now, once you get a yes out of somebody, like, as much as they probably don't want to give you their mobile business phone number, they have to now, because they just said, because they'd be a complete jerk if they said no. Okay, so once you get the yes out of them, then you've got a lead. That doesn't mean they're going to follow up with you, but again, I haven't told them anything other than, hey, I'd really like to stay in contact. Okay, so I say, here's my my mobile business card, or it's a mobile business card. I'm totally green. I don't even create the paper anymore. And I say, what's your mobile number? I'll send it to you right now. I'll text it over to you. Okay, so they're connecting. Number one, they already said yes. They're connecting to that. I'm going to text them, which messaging, everybody's okay with that. Okay, so they're not thinking that I'm going to call them or I'm going to harass them or anything like that. So I always want to end that first contact in a positive way, where we're staying connected. Now, step 2 to that, again, I'm going to go into a lot more detail. I'm going to schedule a webinar and go into a lot more detail in these, like, kind of step by step by step. Next thing is I want to connect with them on some type of social media. Now, why do I want to connect? Now go from getting there. I want to be in their mobile phone, okay? And I'm going to take you step by step through that. I don't just stop there with sending them my mobile business card, because I want to get into their phone as well. So when my text message comes in, I'm not a stranger to them. If your name comes up on their phone, and I'll go through detail on how I do that, then you're not a stranger to them, okay? They might not remember how they know you, but you're no longer a stranger to them. Okay, so I make sure I get into as many phones as possible. I want to be a contact in their phone. So when my text message comes in, and my next text message is going to be trying to connect with them on a social media platform. Okay, so I'm already getting my second yes. So again, you could start with Facebook, but again, if I'm not in their mobile phone, it makes it so much harder to communicate with people. It's easier for them to see that we're not friends on Facebook, okay, than it is to have to try to remember, how do I know this person? They're in my phone. This is the number one way people communicate, okay? It's not social media. It's their mobile phone. I want to be in there first, okay? Social media is second. Now, why do I want to connect with them on social media? I'm kind of running out of time here. Because then I can find out if this person's actually a candidate before I ever connect with them and tell them anything. Like, what is this person showing me on Facebook? Are they all closed up? Okay. If they've got no friends list on their, these are the things I look for. And there's a lot of things that people teach their team to do that are totally wrong. Okay. I look, is there no friends list? If they have no friends list, they can't build a business. And you look at all the people that are not successful in network marketing, they all have no friends list. If there's no friends list, what are they showing? Okay, are they even interested in my product? Okay, what are their posts? are their posts negative, 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 negative? Do I want to spend a lot of time trying to take negative Nelly and turn them into, positive Mary? No. Or negative Nelly to positive Pete. Okay, you see I'm not that fast. I'd rather work with somebody that's already thinking positively. Okay, not oh, my life is terrible, la 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 la. Not to say that you can't, make them the pitch, but like how much time do you want to really, most of the products that I sell are not high ticket items. Okay, so do I really want to, for $10 a month, have to, try to turn negative Nelly into, a positive person? No. If I'm selling nutritionals and the person's interested in, not interested in their appearance, do I really want to, again, try to convert? I stopped trying to convert. There's 1 billion people on networks. Okay, there's actually 6 billion people on networks. Do I really want to spend time with the wrong people? And that's the biggest issue that that keeps people from being successful is you've got all this information. Everybody's telling you everything about themselves, okay? And you're wasting time trying to convert the unconvertible, okay? The first thing I learned actually in direct sales is there's 3 types of people, okay? And again, this kind of crosses over, but there's people that are interested in the way they look. There's people that are interested in the way they feel. And there's this other group of people, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, that aren't interested in either of those things, but they generally are interested in like money, wealth, income, technology, things like that. So if I'm trying to sell somebody that's not interested in their appearance, in a parent's product, okay, I'm going to work a lot harder, or I need to approach that person totally differently, okay, based on what's on their Facebook page or their social media account, whatever it happens to be. Wherever they're comfortable connecting, I'll connect with them. Could be LinkedIn, could be whatever. Okay, whatever they're comfortable with, that's the way I want to approach them. Okay, so you'll notice that most of the direct sales companies now have multiple product lines. Why is that? Well, because they don't want to lose those people that aren't interested in their health. They're more interested in their appearance. Okay, they want to connect with those people that aren't interested in either of those things. They're only interested in technology or wealth or, okay. So that's why you'll see all these companies have 2, 3 different product lines that they offer to their distributors. So this way they're able to connect with everything. But how do you lead with this? Like the person's telling you how to lead with them, okay? But you need to take the steps, okay? So how do you develop a relationship with that person? All right. So I ask them for for their Facebook page. Oh, I see you're interested in da 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 da. So am I. Okay. So you look for those things where there's common interests. Okay. And I'm already connected with their phone. Okay. So once I've done the Facebook thing, and we actually developed a little bit of a communication relationship, now they're not going to be adverse to communicating with me here. Okay. Because I'm in here, and when I go to contact them, my number's in there. Okay. So. Not to keep you all day here, but I'm going to be doing a webinar on this. So just kind of keep an eye on my social media. So I'm not going to actually do it on Facebook. I'm going to actually do it through my mobile business card. So there's presentation tools actually in my free mobile business card. So I'm going to be doing it through that. And so then you can come in and watch. And again, it's going to be kind of a series. So right now I've got the first 2, pretty much written. And so the first one's going to be on how to do these connections and how to get that lead, how to turn somebody quickly and easily. Again, this person thinks they're getting rid of me, okay? So, it's like one of these really quick, like 5-second connections. They think they're getting rid of me and I'm moving on. In reality, I've already converted them into a lead because I've shared my contact information with them. The next step is very benign, going to Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to kind of walk you through those steps. So that's the first presentation, is how to turn that person into a lead and develop a little bit of that relationship. And then, the next, or actually that first series is how to do that connection and lead. The next one in the series is how to use social media tools like Facebook and LinkedIn to then kind of plan out how am I going to connect with this person in a way that is going to be meaningful for the two of us? Okay, so I'm going to develop that relationship based on what's common interest between the two of us. They're telling you everything you need to know. Everybody's telling everybody what they need to know, and what are the network marketing companies or the direct sales companies telling you to do? Throw this pitch out. Okay, they're giving you a big bucket of mud, okay, and you're reaching into the bucket of mud and you're going like this and hoping that it hits the wall and sticks to it, right? That's what we used to call it. Okay, you're throwing mud against the wall, okay, random to random people, hoping that you're getting the people that'll stick to. And in the meantime, they've already told you on Facebook everything you would ever need to know to say, hey, I see you're interested in skincare, or hey, I see you're interested in nutrition, or I see you posted something about Bitcoin, are you interested in making extra money, right? They've already told you everything that you ever need to know about them. Okay. Oh, I see you're a mother. Would you like to spend more time with your kids? Like you don't have to root any of that stuff out. Like they've already told you all of this stuff on their Facebook page, right? All the things that they teach you, like, okay, start asking all these questions. Like those are skill questions. Like the people who I'm working with, they need zero skills. All they need to be able to do is say, hey, we kind of got a little connection thing going. Is it okay if we stay in contact? From that point on, this is a zero rejection way of connecting with people. Zero rejection. Because if they don't want to stay in contact with you, what are they going to do? They're just going to ignore your text message, right? So then you move on. They're going to, they're not going to, there's no reason for them to reject you. People don't reject people, anymore. I mean, unless they're like mentally ill, okay? Even that, they're just, your average, and if their eyes are rolling around, I'm not going to connect with them, right? So, so when you're running into people, all you're doing is making a quick connection. You're doing the follow-ups through this and through Facebook and things like that. And if the person's not interested, they're just going to not respond to you. So you take them off your list. It's very simple, right? How many people can you do that with? I mean, it's just so simple. Versus post on my page, post on my page, post on my page, post on my page. Geez, no one's joining my business. No one's buying my products. No one's joining my, but I've got all these great posts and I've got, 30 likes on them. And, everybody everybody on my team loves this stuff. Everybody that's on my sideline and upline and downline, and they all love this stuff, but they're not joining me. Well, I can tell you right now, the people who are joining in, they're joining in them for a different reason. Either they've already had a team someplace else, or they're not doing the business the same way. That's the stuff that the companies teach to keep you in the game, right? It's busy work. They keep you in the game so you keep getting your monthly auto ship and you keep using the product and you keep this. It's the dream versus action. Okay, so they keep the dream alive by telling you all these motivational messages and right. So all they're doing is keeping the dream alive, keeping you in the game, but you're not actually building the business. So in any case, watch for my upcoming presentations and stuff, and I'll get this. It'll be over the next week. You'll see several messages about coming to a webinar, and of course, the webinars are free and it's free information. So have a great day.